Hello and welcome. I'm Rambo Talabong, and again, you're watching Rappler Talk. Today, we are also following up on the case of Christine Dacera, who was found unresponsive in a hotel in Makati City. We are following up on this case, and for today, we'll be speaking to one of her friends who was last seen with her before she was seen unresponsive, and then declared dead later. Gigo de Guzman, welcome to the program. Thank you for speaking with us.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Gigo, I just wanted to get your reaction first from the resolution of the Makati City prosecutor yesterday, saying that the police do not have enough evidence to say that the case is a rape, a killing, a rape slay. What would you say to that?
Honestly, when I found out about it, I cried because I said, finally, my friends will be out of there. I was so scared for them, actually, because they didn't deserve it at first, and who knows what could be done to them there, especially because they're part of the LGBTQ community. So yeah, it was a big sigh of relief, especially for my chest after everything that we've been through.
Will you describe to me how was it being placed in that position by the police? You were labeled as a suspect and you were intimidated, you were harassed by the police, lots of threats from the police to surrender, and lots of assumptions from the police's part and from the public speculating on the issue. How did you process that?
I didn't know how to, right? All I could honestly at that time, all I could think about was Rom and JP and what they were going through because you know I was lucky enough that my lawyer was there to make sure that everything was followed properly, that I was allowed to go home. They were just detained just like that. So I don't know. I haven't really fully processed everything that happened, or the fact that someone that I just met just passed away, and I couldn't do anything about it. And there's a lot to process actually. I'm just trying to hold on and do what I need to do because I know it's not yet over. I know there's a lot more things to do. So just
Yes, you pointed it out clearly, Gigo, that this case is still ongoing, and the police, they're not showing any signs of stopping in pursuing this case, and they're bent on actually pursuing this and continue on accusing you guys in being involved in this death, and they're still labeling it as a killing, as a rape slay. Could you help us understand this case further? I mean, you've been asked a lot about the night that it happened. I implore you, if you can remember anything that you remember from that night. I wanted to approach it in a chronological order, if we can do that. You mentioned in your earlier interviews that you met Christine that day only. Could you explain that to us further?
Sure. Okay. So I was invited like I said previously, I was invited by my friend Romel. Um,
Mhm.
what was supposed to be 5 p.m. I went there 9 p.m. because Romel said he was going to be late. He was going to arrive early.
Mhm.
When I got there, Rom, Zhao, JP, Ray, and Christine was there, and they introduced
Mhm.
themselves, bonding, talking. They were very welcoming.
Mhm.
Finn was actually the one who explained to me how the group was formed. That was because they were a bunch of people who couldn't go home for the holidays, and so like for one reason or another, like a flight or lack of funds, and so they spend it together every year. And I found that, oh wait, they are a very close knit barkada. So, and also noticed that there is a table filled with food like Jollibee and Docs. Um, there was an upin pandesal, there was a cheese platter, there was angel
Mhm.
food. The one I was eating a lot of, the spinach dip one. Uh, so I really felt that they told me it was a potluck dinner slash drinking session of the barkada. So that's my impression of the night, that it was just a simple night where the Barkada was gonna gather and um, celebrate together.
So the invitation is more of like a New Year celebration. You're going to have fun, but I mean, it's a New Year's celebration. Did you have any impression, and did you go into that celebration thinking that okay, we will waste ourselves for that night?
Sorry?
It's a New Year celebration. Was there any impression or any invitation, any part of the invitation wherein you guys really understood that it was a celebration where you will drink a lot, or you will be merry?
Yeah, that was the type of um, that was the type of invitation that I received. That we knew we were gonna drink a lot. Same time, had a
Okay.
lot of food.
Okay, so understandably, it's a pretty wild night. I mean, of course, that's not. It did not. Nobody hoped for anything to happen like that, Christine. But the nature of the celebration is really to have fun, party, or to
We,
make salubong
yeah,
yung New
uh,
Year.
the previous year and what it brought about. That's basically it.
Okay, so Gigo, going into that, you mentioned that there was a pretty much welcoming attitude. So how did the night evolve? How did it move forward from that good impression that started? How did it move forward from that?
So basically, what we did after I arrived, they gave me a drink, and what we did was simply wait for everybody else before we actually got the party started. Maybe turned the music loud, a bit louder, started eating. It was about I think 10 p.m. that everybody arrived, and when everybody was there, I remember because we all cheers together, like officially started the party, and then one of them suggested that hey, let's go to the other room, 2207, 2207 because someone's inviting. And so we did. We all did. I was told that there's a bunch of gay guys there as well. So we went there uh, and we met about 6, 7, 8 more people. Not exactly sure. I didn't really count. As
Mhm. Gigo, who's the person who said that? Oh, there are people inviting from the other side.
I don't know, but it was Romel who was saying, "Hey, we're going to the other side." Like, oh, why?
Okay,
Someone knows we were invited to. That was it. I don't
okay, okay. Around what time is this, Gigo? So you cheers at around 10 p.m. and then the invitation came at around what time?
Uh, honestly, I don't
You
know.
lost track. That's all right. I mean, it's all right.
Watch. I was just in the moment and fun, but
Mm-hmm.
it was right after the cheers.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
got,
then,
I remember I was still holding my drink when we left there. We all had our own drinks going into that room.
okay. And then what happened after that? So you went there, had drinks.
We went there. We played a round of a game of Hit Parade.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And actually, Tim was the one who won. He was the one who won 500 pesos. And immediately after the game, someone suggested, guys, let's go back. We're not feeding the room, and or like just they just felt like it's kind of boring, you know. So we go back, and the last conversation that I remember with him that night was this: that after we entered the room, babe, 500 pesos lang pala. Kala ko 1.5. Sino nagsabi 1.5? Ewan ko. At, at least may pera ka. Something like that. So I set up the sanity that I don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just a fun night. After that, when we got back to the room, she got her phone and we did a TikTok video all together.
Mm-hmm. TikTok video.
Uh, we probably did it 10 times because she's that person like, we weren't in unison. Come on, let's do it again. So everybody was just laughing. It's like, this is ridiculous. More than that. Like, more than that. So, and then after that, she did a Google Live, the app.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh wait, wait, I'm waiting for people to enter. Okay, okay, okay. And then she was like teaching me just to be cute and hi, and like it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's the last thing we did before the countdown. And then when we did the countdown, and we all cheering and just hugging each other. And then everybody started to have their own like um, mini world. Like we had their own bonding, and grouping everything. And I got drunk. And then I fell asleep around 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just wake up for the incident.
Mm-hmm. Gigo, so just to recap, so it was quite still programmed before 12 midnight. So you went to the other room, you went back, you had fun, you took videos, and then after the countdown, that's the point where people start drinking a lot, and it's the memory became hazy. Is that correct? And
I
then
was
you slept out.
Yeah, because at least from my perspective, because I was preoccupied with bonding with Ron and Vicky and Zhao and catching up with them, and even Ray, JP and Ray. I just met them, so that was my priority. So I was kind of like distracted. And sometimes if you're in that moment, you're just enjoying and just having fun, and you don't really notice anybody else around you.
Gigo, could you just repeat to us what was the last memory you had before Tin was found the next morning unresponsive?
The last memory I had of her was simply her coming up to me and giving me a tequila shot. Actually, force feeding it to me. That's it. She walked away, and I think she went for another person, and we went into the tequila shot. That's it. But that night, I was just too preoccupied with what I was doing. I was just having fun. I was bonding with my friends, and you don't really try to observe everybody because it was a safe space.
Gigo, you offer a pretty unique perspective in this group because you were invited that night and you just met Tin that night. As a newcomer and someone from relatively an outsider's perspective, what was your reading of the room? What do you think was the dynamic? What was the impression to you of Tin and the other men that you knew in the room, and even the other men that you didn't know?
The thing is, I saw the love between all of them. I knew it was a close knit workout. Tin looked very comfortable. She felt like the queen, or like the baby sister that everyone was like, looking out for, or the queen that if she said everybody take shots, everybody will. It was a very comfortable and loving and caring atmosphere. That's why I was allowed myself to be more loose and allowed myself to just really have fun that night.
So I guess this is a question that's pretty basic and something that people usually ask in a group when you did anybody like pointed out that Christine was the only woman in the group? I mean, I know for a fact that sometimes there are really just groups wherein isa lang yung babae. Oh, that's fun, that's good, that's coincidental. How about you guys? Did that ever get discussed when you were there?
Actually, when I arrived, uh, I think it was just by accident that she was the only female person there because they were actually Rom was actually video calling, people saying hi, oh, I wish you were here, or profanities and gay lingo and whatnot. Basically, they were calling people who weren't able to come that day, and some of them were girls. So I'm guessing what happened that night she was the only one who could make it.
If I can just ask a pretty hard question on this incident, Nico, can you say with confidence that you trusted everybody in that party?
Based on what I saw, at least that night itself, yeah, I really felt comfortable because I'm a very observant person at first, right? I need to, I tend to like feel out the aura, I always have the sense, and I felt very comfortable with all of them. They were very welcoming. They were very, they love to have fun and jokes and joke around and whatnot. So it felt like my other friends, and that's why I trusted them. Yeah.
Okay. Another hardball question that I'd like you to answer, Gigo, if you can. There's also speculations on social media about how the night was spent. If there were anything off when it comes to consumption of substances, like illegal drugs involved in that night, what would you say to that?
Well, as far as I know, and based on what I saw, I didn't see anything. No paraphernalia, nothing. No one offered. No one talked about it. Because one of the things I don't do is drugs, and even my friends know this. The mere whiff of drugs, I tend to like leave the party right away. I'm just not comfortable with it. Um, so if there was any, I would have left already. But like I said, because based on what I saw, I didn't see anything. There was no indication of it. I stayed, and especially since these are a bunch of new people I just met. For me, my first instinct, if there was any talk of drugs, I would have
Okay. Okay. So you felt safe that night. I'm just wondering because of you sharing to me this information that I mean it really felt safe. How do you make sense of what happened to her? Like um from everything that happened, from what you remember putting this all together, like
Um,
how?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I even, pray at night saying, why was I placed there? I mean, I was just a guest. I just wanted to, I was feeling down that day and I wanted to have fun and just, enjoy ending, welcoming the new year. So I don't know, like it really, I trusted my instincts and I was there and it, all seemed fair and, fun and simple and nice. Even I felt safe. And that's why the next day it just didn't make sense. Just even I was like, what just happened? That was it. So even now I can't really just comprehend everything that happened, even like up to today. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Gigo. Thank you so much for that. Now I just wanted to get your comment from, of course, lots of speculation in social media floating around on you and your friends, and of course the case of Christine. What would you say to them, especially in the light of the prosecutor saying that there isn't enough evidence for now that Christine is a victim of rape and killing?
What would I say to them? Um, Honestly, I don't know. I haven't fully grasped everything that has happened. I haven't even seen any of the posts that they did about us before. I refuse to see it because I know the truth, right? Um, all I'm gonna say is that we're here. We want to know what happened to Christine, and that's why we're here because we care. I wouldn't have stayed and helped out and given her CPR and made sure that Rom and JP were okay because we didn't know what to do at the time. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't know what if I didn't care that if because this is even though I just met and she's still a human being. She was nice to me. And she was too young to pass away, and it. I need to understand as well. So, um, we're with you, guys. We're with you. We want to know what happened. So please, stop the gun. Allow the investigation to unfold. We want to understand what just happened, what ruined our lives, not just Christine, not just her families, but my life, those people's lives, my family's lives, my friends' lives. It caused so much damage, guys. So please, allow the investigation to unfold. We want to know what happened.
But then, Gigo, I guess something that's also being raised about this case is that even the investigation is quite questionable. How the police has moved forward. So, do you
That
still trust the process in this case?
thing is, that's the only thing I can trust because I am not a forensic expert. I mean, I knew what I saw. I That's why I came out in media because they never got my statement and they already automatically persecuted us and branded me as a suspect. And I was like, wait, you never even got my statement. You never got this, to listen to what I had to say of the incident. And how are we supposed to know what happened to her? That's unfair. So I'm just, right now, that's all I have. They're the only ones who can really tell us what happened. And I have no choice, but I guess to just let the process go on and trust that eventually they will find something. They will figure it out. That's it.
Gigo, has the police reached out to you?
No,
Okay.
um,
So,
they reached out to me over the phone. Um, uh, I mentioned, well, yesterday the CIDG came over unexpectedly, unannounced, without even. Well, it was kind of scary, but they served us an invitation, a subpoena to testify at Karakrame, which for me I found why and what I didn't know why they were filming it. So my mom got mad, and we didn't even know how they got into our village. Um, and for me, I thought, honestly, just being honest, I thought I was going to be dragged out without even having a warrant. And, you know, I mean, honestly, what did I do? Like, I was the one who helped. I made sure that she got to the hospital. I made sure that I took care of her friends. I made sure that JP was able to call the mom so that she found out what happened to her. So, I mean, I'm trying. I was there in the police station, ready to give my statement, but they never got it. And I gave them my address, my cell phone number, so that if they need me to make a statement, I'm all, I'm game. But they never gave me a chance. So, honestly, what did I do for this to happen? I was just trying to do the right thing. What what kind of message is that?
Gigo, if I may ask for details of how that service of the subpoena happened. I mean, subpoena powers of PNP is actually quite new. That it was only signed in a few years ago under President Duterte. How did they do it? Was it intimidating? Were they carrying guns? Were there a lot of them? How could you describe it to
I
us?
just show myself out of fear. My mom was the one who handled it, but the thing is, they were actually. I heard they were actually very shy about it, and then they were shy to my mom, and they just left. Like nothing. Um, yeah, but I don't know why they took pictures of my mom. I didn't know why they were taking videos and why they need to, right? Yeah, that is it.
Okay. My last question to you, Gigo, what would be your call to the police so that it would be easier for you to cooperate in this investigation? I mean, you're saying that you're willing to cooperate. How would it be easier for you as someone who is stepping forward as a witness and denying the suspect label? What would be your call to them?
For me, after what occurred with Rom and JP, I that casted my doubt already. So I said I'd rather trust my lawyer to help me through the process. So they have my lawyer. My lawyer is totally willing to cooperate. I am willing to cooperate as long as my lawyer tells me and how. So as long as we do it in the proper channels and do it in the proper way, I'm willing to cooperate no matter what.
There you have it, Gigo de Guzman. Thank you so much for speaking with us at Rappler. We'll keep in touch if it's all right. And take care, Gigo. That has been Gigo de Guzman. I'm Rambo Talabo. Thank you for watching Rappler Talk. Follow us on social media for more updates on this case as we follow it developing.